Over 900 Kuki militants have reportedly infiltrated from Myanmar, heightening tensions in Manipur as the authorities brace for possible attacks.
There is an input in which approximately it is said that 900 Kuki militants have entered Manipur. They may attack any day in and around 28th of September. But there has been a input which has been circulating since 3-4 days in national media as well as with us, with all of you also. Maybe you may be aware of this. There is an input in which approximately it is said that 900 Kuki militants have entered Manipur and they may attack any day in and around 28th of September. You must have heard about it. So the government thought it prudent that the efforts taken must be shared with all of you and through you with the general public, so that there is no confidence loss and people feel safe and have faith in the system. For this, a meeting was taken by me on 18th of September in Chief Secretary's Conference Hall, and that was the SOG meeting, that is called Strategic Operations Group meeting. In that meeting, we deliberated in details with all the force chiefs who are present here, like Assam Rifle, IGR South, IGR East, then GOC 57 Mountain Division, Chief of BSF, whoever is present here, Home Commissioner, and all other senior officers who are related with security aspects of the issues. We discussed it in detail, and whatever had happened, like drone-based systems and missile-based systems, rocket-based systems, all were deliberated upon, and the steps taken have been circulated to all the far-flung areas and all the forces, so that they are briefed, they are discussed in detail, and if any kind of input or any kind of preparation from the side of the militants is seen, then it should be nipped in the bud. The input was shared with all these, as I discussed, and then input is being shared with different intelligence agencies also, because they have to develop it, because once 900 people are coming in a group of 30 each, or less than 30 or more than 30, they will definitely go somewhere, halt somewhere, they will need food and shelter. So all these kind of inputs from various agencies, various intelligence agencies will have to be gathered, and wherever we find that this kind of people are roaming around, that area has to be cordoned off, combing operations have to be done, and then immediately we go ahead with that.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in the US to participate in the Quad Summit hosted by President Biden and address the UN's Summit of the Future. This visit is set to focus on health, climate change and Indo-Pacific cooperation.
At the UN General Assembly, the Quad group comprises of India, United States, Japan and Australia, and the agenda this time of the meeting includes advancing development in the Indo-Pacific region and implementing sustainable...
We continue to work on development priorities in the Indo-Pacific, in implementing sustainable development goals, delivering public goods, strong focus on peace, prosperity and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Our agenda covers health security, climate change, critical and emerging technologies, HADR infrastructure, connectivity, maritime security and counterterrorism. And therefore this upcoming visit offers us, the Quad leaders, the opportunity to review progress achieved in the last 1 year and set the agenda for combines many aspects. It has a very important bilateral aspect to it, a very important plurilateral aspect to it, and an equally important multilateral aspect to it. There will be interaction with a variety of foreign partners at the level of the Prime Minister. There will be interaction with the large Indian diaspora in the US, and there will be engagement with a host of business and industry.
प्रशांत क्षेत्र के लोगों के जीवन बेहतर बनाने के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। प्रेसिडेंट बाइडेन ने इसलिए डेलावेयर में ये बैठक मेज़बान करने का फैसला किया कि वो उनका अपना प्रदेश है और वो हर एक क्वाड के नेता के साथ कि उनके व्यक्तिगत संभव का महत्वपूर्ण दिखाना चाहते थे। सुचित्रा जी, आने वाले जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट में हम विविध क्षेत्र में सहयोगी
Prime Minister Modi, the voice of India in diplomacy is a very loud one and a very important one. And I think we all share the goal to find an end to these conflicts in line with the Charter of the United Nations, in line with international law and in line with territorial integrity.
The Quad was expected to happen here in India, in New Delhi, back in January 2024, but due to some issues that could not happen, and since then the Quad hasn't been able to come together to hold a leader level summit. But now finally the United States has agreed to host this meeting in Delaware, where President Joe Biden, who is an outgoing president of the United States, has invited all the leaders at his home state in Wilmington in Delaware. So A, that is very, very important. B, if we talk about Prime Minister's visit, definitely this is the first visit after the election, after Prime Minister secured the third term. So meeting the Indian diaspora, and remember, Indian diaspora plays a crucial role in Indo-US relationship, be it strategic, be it comprehensive, or be it cultural relationship that both countries enjoy. Indian diaspora is an important link in that. Apart from that, if we talk about bilaterals, so we are given to understand that there will be bilaterals between India and US, India, Japan, India, Australia. These are a few bilaterals that have been confirmed in a way, but there are important bilaterals which we can keep an eye on. There are reports doing rounds that Prime Minister might meet Muhammad Yunus, the chief advisor of interim government of Bangladesh. If that happens, it would be interesting to see what India and Bangladesh discuss. Apart from that, if we talk about what else is on agenda, remember last time when Prime Minister visited US last year, there were a lot of MOUs, a lot of letter of intent signed back then. It would be an interesting step to see whether India reviews it and ask US to expedite all the exports that India is. MEA, we did pose this question to the Foreign Secretary, Vikram Misri, yesterday when MEA held a press conference on this visit. MEA is not committed to say that yes, that meeting is happening. And if we talk about the meeting per se, if we see the 3 days when Prime Minister is in the United States, if you see the schedule of Donald Trump, he is not very close to New York or Delaware. He is traveling in various parts of the United States for campaigning, and MEA hasn't said. The only response that we got from External Affairs Ministry was that the meetings are being worked upon. So we'll have to wait on that front.
Seattle, I work there. I've been super excited to see Modi, to be honest. He has done amazing work in India. It has been amazing to see this man, revolutionary, make India great again. And I really love his aura and his energy when he comes. And I would love to meet him.
The fact that he's coming all the way from there to here is very, very exciting. And I'm looking forward to him enabling easier immigration for people here, the Indian diaspora, making our lives easier with visas and being able to travel back to the world, bringing more investments back to India, more opportunities for students to come here to the US. So basically making it easier and easier day by day for both the countries.
हम लोग जयपुर राजस्थान से हैं, स्पेशली हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी आ रहे हैं, उनसे स्पेशल विजिट मिलने के लिए, उनके प्रोग्राम के लिए और उनको देखने के लिए हम लोग आए हैं, मिलने के साथ में उनका प्रोग्राम भी है।
A major controversy has emerged in Andhra Pradesh over claims that animal fats were found in the ghee used to make the famous Tirupati laddus. This has led to public outrage and there are calls for an investigation
as the
into
beef
the
fat
matter.
in Tirupati Prasad controversy explodes. Pawan Kalyan calls for creation of Sanatan Dharma Rakshana Board.
Sanatana Dharma Rakshana Board is very essential to keep the sanctity of temples alive.
The call to free temples from government control rises again.
अभी जो सरकार है, पूरे पुराने सरकार के लोगों को तो नहीं निकाला गया है। कौन पुराने सरकार के लोग कहाँ क्या गफला करते हैं?
Time to free temples from government control. Top focus on India first.
Constitute. Today I've been thinking for quite a long time. I think I propose to constitute a Sanatana Dharma Parirakshana Board or Sanatana Dharma Rakshana Board is very essential to keep the sanctity of temples alive, and any kind of mismanagement, any kind of desecration happens to idols. And I think it is not about one party, it is not about one individual. It is, I think all of us should come together. I think that's one aspect we are looking at, and that's what we are going for.
चलिए जुड़ जाते हैं।
साउथ के अंदर, खास करके तमिलनाडु में मंदिरों पर सरकार का हक है। सरकार ने मंदिरों की संपत्ति को सरकारी मिलीभगत में हड़प किया जा रहा है। मंदिरों को तो लूटा जा रहा है, मंदिरों को तो कब्जा किया गया है, लेकिन माइनॉरिटी के पूजा स्थल को हाथ नहीं लगाते। सरकार के नियंत्रण में
सनातन धर्म रक्षणा बोर्ड और a special group to protect the Sanatan Dharma. Why this battle cry to free Hindu temples from government control? Why is this battle cry gaining ground once again? Temples have been calling for freedom to manage their own affairs for decades. In fact, some have argued that India won independence on the 15th of August 1947, but temples remain enslaved by governments and their revenue taken, as some argue, quite like
alleged adulterated ghee used in Tirupati Prasadam. National Dairy Development Board's lab test on some samples of cow ghee procured by the Tirumala Tirupati Devsthanam contained traces of fish oil, beef tallow, lard or pig fat.
It is adulterated with animal fats. So it is lard, which is a pig fat, then palm oil and beef tallow, then fish oil included, rapeseed, linseed and all these things. It's like a concoction of all this.
The temple board statement comes days after Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu at an event meeting claimed that animal fat was used.
Several regions are experiencing extreme weather conditions. Heavy rains are forecasted in West Bengal and Sikkim, while parts of Italy are recovering from the devastating floods.
È esondato il fiume e qui è arrivata l'acqua e si è riversata proprio qui e l'acqua è arrivata là. Non sapevamo come andava a finire, cioè se bastava oppure se cresceva ancora di più. Cos'è successo? È successo che ha dato fuori il fiume lassù e ha fatto un macello. E il fiume che lo pulisce. Quando lo pulisce, il comune lo pulisce, chi lo deve pulire? Va bene il fiume lassù come ha pulito. Ecco il risultato.
È un dramma, è improponibile che dopo 365 giorni non siano rari questi lavori. Abbiamo visto cosa succede, è un disastro continuo. Piove da 36 ore, bene, un disastro.
Il paese è qua. Mi hanno detto che noi abbiamo degli albicocchi lì. Ci sono 3 metri di acque sopra gli albicocchi. 3 metri di acqua e poi è venuta giù un po' di case, una signora che abitava lì, gli è venuta giù un pezzo di casa.
The presidential elections in Sri Lanka are ongoing amid economic challenges and
should stay here in Sri Lanka
austerity
instead of going
plans.
abroad for opportunities. That is what I want the government to ensure.
The need of the country is to economic recovery and also stability. And also people expect non-corrupt government.
For the last 2 years, the government has stuck to the IMF plan to stop Sri Lanka going bankrupt. But its current foreign minister told us there is still work to do.
Things are okay, but we are not out of the woods. You can't expect that to happen in 2 years' time. But compared to what we are looking after the poor, vulnerable, providing them lunch, providing them fertilizer, providing them free education, free health, as well as in some cases, free rice and rations.
His boss, President Ranil Wickremesinghe, is running in this election, hoping to win the full term. A veteran of Sri Lankan politics, his economic policy is closely tied to the IMF plan. Since he's been in charge, inflation has dropped from 70% to 5%. Interest rates have fallen, the rupee strengthened, and foreign reserves increased. But Wickremesinghe also faces claims of protecting corrupt officials from the previous administration. Challenging him is Sajith Premadasa, a career politician from a centrist party. He's pushing for changes to the $2.9 billion IMF bailout. He aims to adjust economic reforms and revamp taxes to reduce the cost of living. But all eyes are on Anura Kumara Dissanayake, whose popularity has surged since the protests. His anti-corruption message and promises of a political overhaul seem to resonate with voters wanting systemic change. His party also wants to renegotiate the IMF terms.